Today I'm going to show you how to make tortilla soup. We had a stuffed chicken for dinner, and so after we were done, instead of putting the leftovers in the refrigerator, I decided to use the leftover chicken to make tortilla soup. So that's what inspired this recipe. Here are my ingredients. I have a can of crushed tomatoes. Now I only used what I have in my pantry since this was a spur of the moment type of a recipe. So my can of crushed tomatoes is 28 ounces. It's the big can, but you really are only going to use half of it. So if you're going to buy these ingredients, just buy the 14-ounce can. Okay, so we have crushed tomatoes, red enchilada sauce, 1 diced onion, a can of diced green chilies, 2 cloves of garlic, 14 ounces of chicken broth. I have, like I said, I just used what I had here, so I had this in the refrigerator, but you can buy the right amount in the size of a can. Then my spices are salt, cumin, chili powder, black pepper, 1 bay leaf, a can of sweet corn, and then there's all that chicken that I pulled off of the carcass tonight instead of throwing it away or making it into something else. So this is the simplest recipe. What you're going to do is put probably like 1 teaspoon of olive oil in a stock pot, saute the onions till they're translucent, and then throw everything else into it. And whenever you stir it all up, and then let it simmer for an hour, taste it. If all the seasonings seem like they've come together, then you're good to go. You can also make this in the crock pot, although I prefer not to cook it with cooked chicken in there. I think it's unnecessary to do that. So I'm just doing it on the stovetop. Now I like to measure out my spices, actually all my ingredients, before I start cooking. So I didn't give you the measurements for the spices, so here they are. 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 bay leaf. You can add cilantro if you want. My family doesn't really like cilantro, so I'm leaving it out. Here's everything in the soup pot. I'm going to stir it and then let it come to a boil. I'll simmer it for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'll taste it. Forgot to mention something very important in that ingredient list, and it's 2 cups of water. So make sure you add that to the soup when you're adding all the rest of the ingredients. Here's the tortilla soup ready to be served. I like to put a dollop of sour cream and some shredded cheese on top, but that's not necessary. I plan on serving this tomorrow night for dinner with tacos because, you serve tacos for dinner, you never know what to have as a side dish, and you don't want to add rice because it's, all those carbs, and I've never found a really good vegetable that goes alongside tacos besides like fajita vegetables. So anyway, this is my attempt at adding something to tacos so that each of us don't eat 15 of them. So hope that you've liked my recipe and watching me cook. If you'd like to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe.